Alright supercar fans, gather around because we've got something big to talk about today. The Dacia Duster 2025 is here, and as always it's making headlines for being affordable, rugged and ready for adventure. But before you rush to the dealership, you need to hear this. The Duster has built a solid reputation as a no-nonsense SUV that won't break the bank, and this latest version promises even more of that legendary practicality. But let's be real, is it really as good as it looks? Can it handle rough terrains, or is it just putting on a tough guy act? Does the budget price mean budget quality, or has Dacia cracked the formula yet again? We're about to put the Duster to the test, diving into what's great, what's not so great, and what might make you think twice before buying one. So before you make up your mind, hit that like button, subscribe to Supercar, and let's get into it. Now let's talk engines. Engines are the heart of any vehicle, and they play a crucial role in determining the overall driving experience. Whether you're looking for raw power, fuel efficiency, or a balance of both, the engine is where it all begins. The Duster comes with a range of petrol and diesel engines catering to different driving needs and preferences. Each engine variant has its own unique characteristics, designed to offer a specific type of performance. However, it's worth noting that these engines are all about as exciting as watching paint dry. They get the job done, but don't expect any thrilling performance that will get your adrenaline pumping. The entry-level petrol is a 1-liter, 3-cylinder unit that makes a paltry 90 horsepower. This engine is best suited for city driving and short commutes where high performance isn't a priority. It's about as gutsy as a hamster on a wheel. If you're looking for something with a bit more punch, you'll need to look at the other options available. If you want a bit more oomph, you can opt for the 1.3-liter 4-cylinder petrol engine. This engine provides a more engaging driving experience, making it a better choice for those who enjoy a bit of spirited driving. It offers a slightly more respectable 130 or 150 horsepower, depending on the trim level. This means you can choose the level of performance that best suits your driving style and needs. For those who want to venture off the beaten track, there's a 1.5-liter diesel engine available. This engine is designed to provide the torque needed for off-road adventures and challenging driving conditions. It's not going to set your heart racing, but it does offer decent torque, which is essential for tackling muddy hills and rough terrains. This makes it a practical choice for those who need a reliable vehicle for outdoor activities. The diesel engine's torque is what you need for tackling muddy hills and things of that nature. It's built to handle the demands of off-road driving, ensuring you can go where other vehicles might struggle. Sadly, there's no hybrid or electric option available. In an era where environmental concerns are becoming increasingly important, the lack of these options is a significant drawback. Which is a bit of a shame in this day and age. With the automotive industry moving towards greener technologies, the absence of hybrid or electric variants in the Duster lineup feels like a missed opportunity. Here's the thing about the Duster, it's cheap. Like, really cheap. But don't let that fool you into thinking it's not worth your time. The Dacia Duster has carved out a niche for itself by offering incredible value at a price point that's almost too good to be true. The base model will set you back less than a decent used hatchback. Imagine getting a brand new car for the price of something that's already seen a few years on the road. It's a compelling proposition for anyone on a budget. That's practically unheard of in today's market. With car prices soaring, finding a new vehicle that doesn't break the bank is like finding a needle in a haystack. Yet, the Duster manages to pull it off. Of course, you get what you pay for. The base model is about as basic as it gets, but sometimes basic is all you need. It's a no-frills approach that appeals to those who prioritize function over form. The base model is about as basic as it gets. You won't find any fancy leather seats or touchscreen infotainment systems here, but what you do get is a reliable vehicle that gets the job done. You won't find any fancy leather seats or touchscreen infotainment systems here. Instead, you get fabric seats and a straightforward dashboard. It's a minimalist dream, but it does have everything you need to get from A to B without breaking the bank. It's practical, efficient, and surprisingly comfortable for its price range. Whether you're commuting to work or taking a weekend trip, the Duster has got you covered. If you're willing to spend a bit more, you can get yourself a higher spec model with things like air conditioning, alloy wheels, and even a reversing camera. These upgrades make the Duster even more appealing without pushing it out of the affordable range, and even a reversing camera. These features add a touch of modernity and convenience, making your driving experience more enjoyable and stress-free. but even the top-of-the-range Duster is still cheaper than most of its rivals. When you compare it to other cars in the same category, the Duster stands out as a budget-friendly option that doesn't skimp on essential features. So if you're looking for value for money, the Duster is hard to beat. It's a car that understands the needs of its audience and delivers on its promise of affordability and reliability. In a world where everything seems to be getting more expensive, the Dacia Duster is a breath of fresh air. Now I know what you're thinking, Jeremy, this car is cheap, it can't possibly have any decent features, can it? Well, you might be surprised. The Duster might not be overflowing with cutting-edge technology, but it does have a few tricks up its sleeve. All models come with Bluetooth connectivity, so you can make and receive calls on the move. Higher spec models get a touchscreen infotainment system that's actually quite decent. It's not as slick as the systems you'll find in more expensive cars, but it does the job. You even get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can connect your smartphone and use all your favorite apps. On the safety front, the Duster comes with all the usual suspects, including lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, and autonomous emergency braking. Let's be honest, the Duster's main selling point is its price. It's a lot of car for the money, especially if you opt for one of the higher spec models, but it's not just cheap and cheerful. The Duster is also surprisingly capable off-road. It's got decent ground clearance and a robust four-wheel drive system that can handle all sorts of terrain. So if you're looking for a cheap and cheerful runabout that can also handle the odd off-road adventure, the Duster is worth a look. It's also surprisingly practical. There's plenty of space for passengers and luggage, and the rear seats fold down flat to create a van-like load bay. Now, it's not all sunshine and roses with the Duster. There are a few areas where it shows its budget roots. The interior, for example, is about as inspiring as a wet weekend in Wigan. It's full of hard plastics and scratchy fabrics. And don't even get me started on the road noise. The Duster's engines aren't exactly the last word in refinement either. They're noisy and thrashy, especially when you rev them hard. And the less said about the performance, the better. The Duster is about as quick as a sleepy sloth. Overtaking maneuvers require careful planning and a good tailwind. So, there you have it, the Dacia Duster, a cheap and cheerful SUV that's surprisingly capable off-road. It's not perfect, but it offers a lot of car for the money. If you're on a tight budget and you need a practical and rugged vehicle, the Duster is worth considering, but if you value refinement, performance, or a luxurious interior, you're better off looking elsewhere. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a date with a certain Italian supercar, and unlike the Duster, it's going to cost me a small fortune to run.